Once upon a time, nestled between gentle hills, there was a peaceful village where an old man named Elias lived. Everyone in the village regarded him as the wisest of them all, not because he had seen the world or countless books, but because he had lived a full life with few regrets. Whenever someone faced a difficult choice, they would turn to Elias for guidance. One day, a troubled young man named Leo came to see him. His heart was heavy with anxiety about the future. He feared making the wrong decisions and spending his later years burdened by regret. Sitting beneath the shade of a grand oak tree, Leo asked, "How can I live my life without regrets? How can I be sure I'm choosing the right path?" Elias gave him a warm, gentle smile and began to share a story. "Long ago," Elias said, "there was a traveling merchant who sold goods from town to town. One day he arrived at a fork in the road. One path led to a prosperous city where he could sell his items for a great profit. The other led to a poor village where people had little money but perhaps needed his goods the most. He stood there for a long time, torn between wealth and compassion. In the end, he chose." Leo listened carefully. "So, he regretted choosing money over helping others?" Elias nodded. "Yes. Regret often stems from ignoring the values that live deep within us. The merchant valued wealth, but he also cared about helping people. When he chose one over the other, he betrayed a part of himself. But how can we know what our real values are?" Leo asked. Elias thought for a moment. "Picture yourself at the end of your life, looking back. What would make you feel proud? What memories would bring you peace? The answers to those questions will reveal your core values. The merchant may have realized too late that bringing good to others would have given him a deeper, longer-lasting sense of fulfillment." Leo nodded slowly. "So, to avoid regret, we must live by our truest values." "Yes," Elias replied, "but that's only part of it. Another cause of regret is fear. Let me share another story." He continued, "There once was a gifted musician named Clara. She was offered a chance to perform in front of a grand audience, but fear crept in. What if she made a mistake? What if the crowd disapproved? Fear held her back, and she turned down the opportunity. Years later, she was left wondering what could have been. That question followed her for the rest of her life." Leo's brow furrowed. "So some regrets come from the chances we don't take?" "Exactly," said Elias. "Fear keeps us from trying, and we're left with endless what-ifs. But bravery doesn't mean having no fear. It means moving forward despite it. Had Clara performed, even if she failed, she would have at least known. That knowledge would have brought her peace." Leo's understanding deepened. "So, living without regret means staying true to our values and not letting fear dictate our choices." Elias smiled and nodded again. "Yes, and then there's something else. Many people regret not appreciating what they have while it's still in front of them." He told Leo of a hard-working farmer who spent his life focused on the future. Saving money, planning harvests, always busy. He barely spent time with his children or his wife. He assumed there would always be time later. But time slipped away. His children grew up, and his wife aged. When he finally paused, he realized he had missed life's most precious moments. "The present is a gift," Elias said softly. "Ignore it, and it slips away forever." The farmer didn't regret working hard. He regretted not being present with the ones he loved. Leo was silent, letting the words settle in his heart. "So, to live without regret, I must honor my values, act bravely in the face of fear, and treasure the moment I'm in?" "Exactly," Elias said. "And there's one final thing. Learn to forgive yourself." Leo looked at him curiously. "Forgive myself?" Elias nodded. "Even when you try to live wisely, you will still make mistakes. Everyone does. Regret often clings to us when we carry guilt for too long. Learn from what you did wrong, but don't let the past define you." If you live only in yesterday's regrets, you lose today's joy and tomorrow's hope. Leo felt a calmness settle over him, as if a burden had been lifted. Thank you, Elias. I won't forget what you've told me. As Leo walked away, Elias watched him with quiet hope. The young man would still face many crossroads, many challenges, but now he had something more important than certainty. He had wisdom. And if he followed it, he might one day look back, not with regret, but with peace. Because in the end, a life without regret doesn't mean a life without mistakes. It means a life lived with honesty, courage, and gratitude for every single day. The end.